Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. Everybody, please have a seat. It is great to welcome you to the White House. I got to say, one of my New Year's resolutions was to get out of Washington more. But I'll come to Ohio. Wherever you're from, I'm going to come there. But it's also nice to have folks come here. And so I'm thrilled to have you guys here. It is so important to hear from you directly, because we want to know about the issues that you face and how we can work with you to address these issues. So I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for your leadership. I want to acknowledge Kareem Dale does a great job, and so we're very proud of him. A couple of weeks ago, in my State of the Union address, I laid out a blueprint for an economy that was built to last, for an America that lives up to the basic promise that no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, you can make it if you try. And for a long time in our country, folks with disabilities were excluded from that promise. I think that's wrong. I believe that Americans with disabilities deserve a fair shot and a fair shake just like everybody else. People with disabilities deserve a chance to find good jobs with good wages and benefits. And that's why I signed an executive order that sets a goal for the federal government to lead the way and be a model employer for Americans with disabilities. People with disabilities deserve the chance to build a life for themselves and live in the communities where they choose. So we've stepped up enforcement of the Olmstead decision and made new commitments to independent living. People with disabilities deserve a shot at a first-class education. Just yesterday, the Department of Education granted waiver applications to 10 states, and we made it clear that those states need to hold students with disabilities to high academic standards. They deserve the same high expectations as everybody else. And finally, let me add that in these tough economic times, we need to decide what our priorities are. Do we ask families that rely on Medicaid to bear the entire burden of reducing the deficit? Do we ask folks with disabilities to give up the benefits that allow them to live independently and live in communities where they choose? Or do we ask folks like me, people who can afford it, to pay a little more in order to close the deficit? That's the right answer. That's the debate we're having in Washington right now. And you know better than anybody how much is at stake. So I want you all to know I'm going to keep fighting every day for an America which lives up to our most basic values, not just for some of us, but for all of us. But I need your help. You know, last summer, you told us your stories about why Medicaid matters. You helped shape the debate, and you can do it again. So keep sharing your stories, keep getting organized, make sure your voices are heard, and I'm going to be standing with you every step of the way to make sure that we keep the American promise alive for everybody. I've got your back, and I'm looking forward to working with you for many years to come. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.